Hello neighbors, and welcome to the back seat of my very messy vehicle. We were just on a huge cross-country road trip. We drove over 6,000 miles. We vlogged our way home, which in 2 days we did from Arkansas all the way to California. So it was over 2,000 miles. If you want to see that vlog, go check it out. It's on our channel. Today is another day of Vlogmas, but I thought I would take you with me cleaning out our car and giving you tips on road trips with kids. Because I'll tell you, it was not all sunshine and rainbows. There were lots of up and downs, lots of tears, lots of mom going back and forth between the front seat and the back seat. But we did have a great time, and I would recommend it to anybody who is willing to brave the elements, if you will. It was definitely a roller coaster. So if you want to get some tips on traveling with your family, then come along and clean out the car with me. So this is what we're starting out with. We've got just junk all over the place. There's clothes, there's cans of Monster. Joe drank about 100 of these on the way back to get it through. We've got food that we brought to the hotel and Airbnb. We've got coffee cups that we thought would be a good idea. Tip number 1, if you are going on a long road trip, do not bring coffee cups with you. We made this mistake. We brought these on day 1 and they sat in the car molding and getting unused for the rest of the trip. Go to a gas station, go to Starbucks, get yourself a disposable cup. You will thank yourself. So I have a trash bag with me. I've got a backpack where I'm gonna put all the clothes. I have a feeling all these clothes are just gonna go straight in the washer. A lot of them are jackets and sweaters, and there's a couple blankets in here and other things like that. But I'm gonna put the clothes in one bag and the trash in another, and then we'll see what it looks like from there. We are also gonna take this car to the car wash today, vacuum out the car seats, because oh my gosh, you don't even want to know what is in those car seats. Another pro tip, check the car seats along the way. Do not wait until the end. That should be a constant thing you're checking, because food gets everywhere when you've got little kids. I think there's about 100 socks that got taken off and thrown in the back seat in here. Rowan's binky. Okay, so underneath all those clothes, look how much, I don't know if you can see how much dust is flying. This car needs to be vacuumed out real bad. Okay, now that we can somewhat see the floor, I'm gonna start collecting some trash. I think it's safe to say we could probably give this to the chickens. Does anybody else's kid rip up trash in their back seat when you have fast food? Mine do. Piled in this car seat is every piece of clothing that was in this car. You can see why now. There was no room anywhere. And this is the state of the back seat under where the girls were sitting. I would be embarrassed, but every time we got out of the car, I told them to pick up their trash. So another tip for you is every time you stop at a gas station or stop anywhere for a pit stop, make sure you collect all your garbage and throw it away. Now, this is not a perfect solution because kids inevitably will drop something, forget something, it'll get covered by a jacket, they won't see it, you know, what have you. But the more you can do to mitigate trash during your trip, the happier you'll be. Before we get much farther, I'm gonna go feed these to the chickens. For my next tip, Keep a bag of activities and don't let your kids have free reign. Bring them out strategically. So in here, we've got this really great drawing pad that we love. You draw, pop, erase. We have one of these for each of the girls. We absolutely love these. These are off Amazon. I can link them below in the description. But stuff like this to keep them entertained is absolutely ideal. We also have coloring books, a little vintage activity book that I have for the real littles that has like shapes. It's like a sensory book where you can button and do all this kind of stuff. We also are lucky enough that we do have a TV in our car. So for the TV, I brought movies, which I brought out strategically. We only let them watch like 1 or 2 max a day because you want to keep it fresh. If you just keep playing movies all day, then suddenly they're not entertained by movies anymore. If you give them the drawing pad all day, then they fight over the drawing pad and don't want to play with it anymore. So you kind of have to be strategic in what you give them. That is my biggest tip, is bring lots of little things and surprise them. If you're going on a 3-day road trip, don't bring everything out on day 1. Save some surprises for day 2 or day 3. It really helps kind of keep things interesting and keep their little brains from going crazy. Found a couple more stray items of clothing down here. There's like a rock in this one. What's in here? Oh my goodness, Hazel. I just found something that Miss Hazel's been looking for. Baby alligator that the lady at the Airbnb gave her. Hazel's been asking me where this is. It was in her sock. What the heck, kid? As you can see, this is why the car needs to be vacuumed out. This is just nasty, guys. Something else that absolutely saved our life on this road trip, you'll never guess what it is. This is a potty. So it folds up, you twist it, and it's a potty. Lift it up, put a bag in here, they sit, they pee. Now, whether you're at a dirty gas station or in the middle of nowhere and just can't find somewhere to stop, we used this thing so much on the road trip. It was literally the best $20 I've ever spent. Bonus that it's so cute. If you're looking for one for your next trip, or even honestly just to keep in the car for a potty training toddler, I'll link this in the description box too, because this thing is great. It's not perfect, but it's looking a whole lot better. Now that we've got the inside looking better, we're gonna need to focus on the outside. The color our car should be, the color it is. I think it's time to take this guy to the car wash. So now that the car is mostly cleaned out and all we have to do is give it a nice vacuum, clean the outside, take it to the car wash, I'm gonna rapid fire a few more tips that I've thought of for you. And that is to try to be as prepared as possible. Bring things like hand sanitizer, tissues, lotion or Neosporin or whatever, Band-Aids, extra hair clips, extra hair ties. We brought gallon-sized jugs of water with us and our Yeti bottles. Just try to be as prepared as possible to save yourself some money while you're on the road. But also realize that if you do forget anything, it's so easy, no matter where you are, to find a gas station or a grocery store or a Walmart or somewhere where you can pick up anything that you've forgotten. Another huge tip that I have is if you are the type of person that does not like your kids eating in the car, you have to let go of that during your road trip. They are gonna want snacks. They are gonna get antsy. They are gonna want treats and candy. And honestly, we try to eat very, very healthy as a family. On this road trip, all that went out the window. They were allowed to have donuts. They were allowed to have lollipops. We still tried to make as many healthy choices as we could, but you also have to do whatever it takes to keep your kids excited about the road trip, make it fun for them, and sometimes that means giving them a little treat that they might not normally have. Now we're gonna head to the car wash, go get the car washed, and I am gonna give you my final tip when the car is nice and clean, so stay tuned. We have made it to the car wash. It's gonna feel so nice to get this car nice and clean because right now it is filthy.
finally, I get to vacuum this car. I cleaned it really well before the trip. It was beautiful, and I was hoping that the girls would appreciate that I did that, but it seems like all the appreciation flew out the window. Man, I thought I raised them better.
Sorry, Dad, no luck there.
Going through the car wash. Going through the car wash, yeah. You like my rendition? That was a good one, huh?
Beautiful. Hopefully we don't get a copyright strike. It sounded just like the original.
I know, I'm gifted.
Is the octopus coming in the car? Cleaning us. Going. What do you think? He's enthralled. We've made it back from the car wash. The car is nice and shiny clean. Super excited. It feels like a breath of fresh air to have that all done. So, I promised you one final tip. Now, of course, if you're going on a road trip, you already know, check your tires, get your oil changed, do all the necessary preparations. But my number one tip for a road trip with kids is that you have to remember to have fun. It's gonna be stressful at times. There is somebody gonna be saying, I'm bored, I have to go potty. You're gonna stop and go potty, and then literally 10 minutes later, somebody else is gonna need to go, especially if you have multiple kids. But it is a good time, I promise. The memories that you make on a road trip with your family are going to last all of you a lifetime. It is something your kids are never gonna forget. They're gonna really appreciate that you did it for them. So my number one tip is do it. Just go do it and have fun. It's gonna be great. If you have any further questions or anything you wanna know about our road trip, go ahead and leave me a comment and I will do my best to answer. And we are gonna be posting videos of our road trip after December is over. Gonna give ourselves a little break after Vlogmas, and then I'm gonna get editing all those videos. But it's been a super fun time, and we definitely recommend going on a road trip with kids. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.